Why the fuck is there a banana peel on your head? Oh,
Unique.
boy.
Unique.
I hate you so much.
I hate me more.
Good. Welcome to The Cup, the currently unnamed podcast where we put the tea in reality, and you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I'm Logan Murphy, a say something gay. I can't think of another creative intro. And I'm drinking a lot of coffee. Because it's still morning for me.
Slay. And I'm not sure who said it, but it resonated with my soul. You wanna fuck me, Barbara? Eris Envy, your formerly hairy punk rock Mary, all the way from York, reminding you that titty stubble is a fate worse than death.
And I'm Reya's son, and here's a story of a gal named Rue, a simple gal who started like me and you. And
Yes!
this week I have my piss bottle again.
Yay!
Back in peach. Lidl had peach in stock. It's not lemon anymore.
Oh, good.
Reya, you will be my 13th reason.
Don't joke about that.
Don't joke about that. Eureka, it's not funny.
And we are here talking about Queens Down Under.
Down Under.
Episode 3. The single best episode of Drag Race Down Under that's ever happened. Definitively on the record books. A lot of people were saying last week was their favorite. And I thought it was a perfectly acceptable and lovely episode, but not,
no,
maybe not my favorite. I don't know. But Reya, you're here for Down Under finally.
Hi. I got my internet sorted.
And we're finally doing it at a British-friendly time.
Yay!
The only time Americans have been friendly to the British.
And what did we do with this social...
history jokes?
And what did we do with this socially acceptable time? We almost slept through it.
You almost slept through it. I was
Eris
awake.
Envy almost slept. I fully would have gone on. It would have been me and Reya, and we would have had a great time. I'm happy you're here. Don't get me wrong.
I was dreaming a little dream. Leave me alone.
Oh yeah, we know what you were dreaming about, Mom.
How dare you?
Anyway, Reya, give us your thoughts on the 2 episodes that we've seen so far of Down Under.
Let me think. Fucking hell. Episode 1 I didn't like that much. I kind of like zoned out through it. And then episode 2, it was another like bland acting challenge, but like an okay episode, especially for Down Under. So I'm liking the season so far. I'm watching it more because with Down Under season 1, I literally watched the first episode and I was just like, I'm done.
That's fair. I mean, that's
so
good.
the fact that I've reached past episode 1 for this season is a new record.
I'm proud of all of us for reaching episode 3, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, we were all a little trepidatious going into the season, just knowing what happened in season 1. And this episode specifically, we'll talk about, the Conda of it all.
Yes.
I stood in front of my TV when that happened, just jaw on the floor, like,
yeah.
But we'll get there. Before we do, though, we have to say our final goodbye to Aubrey. Hey,
Audrey. Hey.
Audrey. Hey. I love that. Apparently, people in the workrooms was calling her Audrey, and I'm like, no,
Audrey.
Audrey,
she put
hey.
on her mirror message. She put Audrey Hayes, and I'm like, who's calling her Audrey?
God.
I think if I ever had to write a mirror message, I would just write P.
Yes, absolutely. I know for a fact that is what you would write, because I know you very well. But yes, we have to say goodbye to Aubrey Hayes. This is almost as bad as losing Vice Admiral Boom Boom on Canada.
Or losing our Saskatchewan bestie, Shelazon LaRue.
Oh, fuck. Okay, hold on.
I thought I was going to escape this voice impression doing Down Under, but clearly not.
Absolutely not, because every opportunity that I get, I have to do my favorite impression of Shelazon LaRue. No, so we walk back into the workroom. Aubrey is gone. I don't know why I do the body movement with it. I don't know where the Aubrey have. But
It's Shakira
Aubrey,
touching herself after she's got sunburn.
I hate you. Oh my god, my coffee almost spilled. Fuck you, bitch. Aubrey is gone, and everybody comes back into the workroom. God, words are hard today, and that's not a fun problem to have. But Queen comes in, and she's obviously upset for Aubrey, but she is more upset at herself. Like, she had the idea coming into the competition that she was going to absolutely slay from episode 1, and that's not her reality, unfortunately. I think we would have all liked that to be her reality. Because Kween Kong, yes, she's Kween Kong. But she's like, I've kind of hit rock bottom, and I know what it feels like, and now there's literally nowhere else to go but up.
Yeah. I loved how the girls were, they were just like, yeah, none of us would want to be in the bottom with you, so don't be in the bottom again. Like,
Don't do that.
Don't do that again.
Detox. This is actually your intervention. Please stop this. One of my favorite reads of all time. God, I love it. But yeah, so we come back into the workroom the next day. They're talking shit, and then we get a mini challenge, which is incredibly stupid.
So dumb, and I loved it.
That was a mini challenge?
Yes.
There were 10 menses, and there were things in their shorts.
That number 5. I have to say, that number 5.
I like I think it's the one that's like Sean or something.
Oh, Sean on US?
No. Sean on Down Under. I can't remember. I think it might be. I don't know. It's the one that RuPaul asked, do you ever work out 3 times a day? And he just goes, no, that's stupid.
Yeah, I think that is Sean.
No, that would be stupid.
Oh my god. Thank you, Art Simone, for giving us all the anecdotes that I never knew I needed about Down Under.
There was also one that was hairy and had a mullet, and I was just like...
That was number 5.
Oh, good. Okay.
That's why I'm like, it was number 5 and number 9 for me were the hottest. And yes, here at the Cup, we do enjoy objectifying men. Why? Because they've been doing it to women for years.
Let me just say, I am not a person that experiences a lot of sexual attraction based off looks. I am very personality driven, unlike the people on Love Island who say they are. I actually am.
Not Love Island.
So watching all these men come in, and I'm like, okay, so clearly it's going to be like a sexy mini challenge. I'm going to like clock out a bit. But I was actually a bit like, I was watching in a little bit because I actually wanted to find out where all of the items were. Because it was
right,
like...
I was like, I couldn't tell. So they each have like a drag queen essential item in their pants. And I'm like, how are you hiding a hairdryer in your pants, sir?
And it wouldn't shock me to find out that RuPaul... It wouldn't shock me to find out that RuPaul believes a penis is a drag essential item.
Honestly.
But Tish.
Down Under extended cut.
Queens, Down Under.
Are they circumcised in Australia?
Some of them.
Maybe.
I have hooked up with a circumcised man who is from Australia. So that's the only reason I know.
Well,
but I don't think most of them are. I know. He was really hot, though.
Anyways,
so the mini challenge was fun.
Well, no, so they were wearing these belts, and so I was like, oh, the things are like in the belts. Cool, whatever. Like that would have made a lot more sense.
But they were just like, what were they hanging from? Was it like string at the back, do you think?
I don't fucking know. I honestly don't know anymore.
We get some of Paloma's psychic powers.
Paloma's?
Pomara. It's Pomara, isn't it?
Pomara.
Girl, not a Miss Mosu thing again.
Not a Miss Mosu moment. Oh god.
Oh god, this is another sequence moment, is it?
Sash.
Then we wear the shot. How
We
did that
wear
go?
the shot. Oh, Roxy.
Oh, we love Roxy
Um,
in this house.
Yeah, I kind of zoned out for most of this mini challenge. I remember RuPaul
did
was
too.
like, "You're psychic." I'm like, RuPaul.
And also, why were they stood up there in groups? Because normally
But then
they
the
don't do
groups
that.
changed. But there were only 3 other queens on when anyone like one per. I was so confused.
It was,
Were they
Anyways.
like in groups of 2, or in groups of 4?
That's why I thought they were in groups of 4 and they had turns to get points for the group. But then it was a one winner, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
Anyway, then the green
Anyway.
one wins.
What?
The green one. Molly, because her favorite color is green.
Huh?
And then the
You've
green
lost
one
that.
wins.
Molly Poppinz wins the mini challenge
The green one.
because producer said so.
Congratulations, I don't know.
Work, diva. I'm actually really liking Molly though. I didn't know how to feel
Yeah.
about her the first couple episodes. I'm liking her. She's
Yeah.
I'm here to be a Molly Poppins stan. But I will
Sure.
say this episode, and I will say this now. I am a Minnie Cooper ride or die. If Minnie Cooper has 100 fans, I am one of them. If Minnie Cooper has 1 fan, I am one of them. If Minnie Cooper has no fans, then I am dead and no longer on this earth. That little manic old lady is my favorite person on this show. I don't know what they put in Nana's tea, but she was on it this episode and I loved it.
Not this. Well, we get the Maxi Challenge for the week, which I don't know what it is about Drag Race and doing like drag applicable challenges recently, but we've been seeing them all over the globe. But
It's literally, they heard our calls and praise, and they were just like,
they said, "Oh, you don't want a stupid acting challenge every week? Okay,
Bet.
we'll give you Drag Brunch," which essentially was a roast, because that's what
yeah.
most, at least in my personal experience going to Drag Brunch,
I think it was kind of supposed to be like stand up.
Yeah, kind of stand up.
roast, hosting. But okay, my Drag Race encyclopedic knowledge is slowly deteriorating as we get 4,000 more seasons. I can't remember a time where we had like a true like hosting challenge, which is something that is very, very applicable to drag queens in real life.
Well,
I'm
how
going to
could
tell
you
you
forget?
I'm going to tell you a story.
Okay.
I had a gig this Friday. I was hosting a burlesque show for these wonderful burlesque dancers at Twisted Bells Burlesque. Check them out. It's all about empowering women and body positivity. Really lovely business. Sarah, the owner, lovely woman.
Fabulous.
I get up on stage. I do my first number as the opening act. They hand me the microphone. I look out into the audience. I freeze.
Oh no!
I tell everyone where the fire exits are. I tell everyone all about Twisted Bells Burlesque. I tell everyone that they can't smoke in front of the building, and then I get off stage. At no point during that intro did I tell them what my fucking name was. And I continue hosting and introducing the acts up until the interval, when a very drunk, kind lady who pinned my wig into the back of my head earlier, like she was trying to fucking kill me because that wig did not go anywhere. She comes up and she's like, "Darling, just so you know, you forgot to say your name when you introduced yourself." And I was just like, "My fucking god."
Oh my god.
But you know what? At least you didn't Tasha Davis it and go, "We want to welcome you."
Oh no, I did accidentally butcher one of the team names, but
oh no.
My apologies to the Morend Minxes, who are not called the Morend Mixes.
Well, all right then. But yeah, so for winning the mini challenge, Molly gets to pick the teams.
Yes.
And at first I'm like, oh, she's not going to be super shady. She picks Hannah for herself, which is the logical choice.
Yeah.
And then she puts Minnie and Kween Kong together, which I thought was like, sure. I'm not mad at that choice.
Yeah.
She then decides to put Bev with Pomara and Spankie with Yuri. And like cutting ahead for a hot second, they're like having a conversation like across the workroom at each other. And Molly was like, well, I could have put you with Beverly based on what happened last week, but I didn't.
Ooh.
And it's like, that's true. Like,
Mhm.
it didn't seem inherently shady, but also Molly's confessional was like miscongeniality out the door. So I'm like, was she only and specifically trying to sabotage Spankie?
I think she was setting herself up to have a good job, and then she was doing the good old Drag Race trick where she wasn't going to put two strong people in one team.
Yeah.
So she probably didn't perceive Yuri as strong. She probably didn't perceive Bev as strong. She probably didn't perceive Kween Kong as someone who'd be good at this challenge.
Yeah.
And that came around to biting her in the ass a little because they did end.
Words are hard today.
Mollifer Poppinz did end up not winning that challenge.
For Poppinz.
Womp womp.
Very that energy.
That's her new name. Womp womp.
Sure. Yeah, Yuri is feeling a little underestimated. She says that words are not her specialty. Me either, girl.
Just like Eris.
Just like, yeah. But then Spankie is straight up like, this is no shade against you, but I feel set up. And I'm like,
oh,
why would you say that to your partner?
I think if Spankie had been paired with anyone else, she's in the bottom because they don't work well together.
yeah.
But because it's Yuri's like, oh yeah, no, it'll be great. Yeah. And I'm like, girl, what?
She's like, it'll be great.
Yeah, great. This is the start of the ongoing argument/discussion between Bev and Pomara. They are just not. No, they're just not. And like, Bev has a really cute idea for their like outro. And then like jumping ahead to working with nondescript Australian white man Chris Parker. What the fuck happened?
Can I just say, I know I said earlier that I wasn't attracted to any 10 of the pit crew, but I was attracted to Mr. Parker.
Really?
There was something about him that when I saw him in the preview, my basement was flooded.
I mean, he's a generically attractive white man, so sure.
Yeah,
presumably white.
Very
White
Australian.
passing. White pass. I don't want to assume anybody's race, but he looks white.
My mum just came and stood outside the door, and I didn't realize till I turned around and saw her there leaning into the window.
Oh, good.
Sally is a shithead like that sometimes.
Hey, Sally.
Yes. Yeah.
Skipping.
So,
go ahead. Eris.
Sorry, I just want to add my thoughts. Yeah. Pom Bear just really did not get on with the good Bev, and
no. I'm cutting you off there. Don't you fucking dare.
Okay, I will explain that Pom Bear is a brand of potato chips here in the UK, and that's why I'm calling her that.
Okay, still.
They're very stale crisps, though, you have to admit.
And that's why I'm calling her that.
Still.
Okay. Well, Pomara...
I'm going to start calling you Evil Envy. How'd you like that?
Okay, well, Pomegranate and Becky don't seem to get along that well.
Okay, that's better. That's better.
They're just beefing with each other the entire episode.
Oh my god. Yeah, because cutting ahead to with Reese and the apparently very attractive to Reya, Chris Parker. Bev is like, oh yeah, I had like there's like a traditional like cheers that we do in Melbourne.
Brisbane
is where she's from, I think. I don't remember.
I thought she said Brisbane.
Brisbane, one of the major cities. Yeah. So there's a traditional like cheers that we do in Brisbane that I wanted to do, and Pomara's just like, and I shut it down. And in that moment, I was like, and that's why you're going home.
Yeah.
Like,
although I didn't get the cheers.
Pomara just felt so specifically in her head, and like she wanted to do everything exactly her way and didn't give Beverly any room to breathe in this challenge.
Yeah, I'm beginning to understand why Minnie said she was entitled, because she comes across
Yes.
that way. At least the
I
character
definitely
Pomara
see
that we
it.
see on Down Under, but
Absolutely. I bet
Yeah.
she's a lovely gal, but
Lovely girl.
I definitely see what Minnie's talking about.
What are you doing?
my ear was itchy. Leave me alone.
So you went
You
in with a
seem to have all-
protractor.
This was not a protractor, it was the lid of my Pringles.
That's
Okay,
worse.
I don't know whether a protractor would be better or worse.
Yeah.
Anyway, we then move over to a conversation in the workroom. It's Molly and Hannah, and we see Queen and Minnie, and they're all talking about like what they're doing. Queen and Minnie talk about how their whole bit is going to be revolving around like race and the fact that Queen is both Samoan and Tongan, and Minnie is very clearly white. And so they're going to play off of that. We'll talk about it in the actual performance because I thought it was pretty successful. But this is a moment where we see a very serious and I'm going to say important conversation, specifically now between Queen and Hannah. And if you weren't aware of the allegations and the situation surrounding Hannah Conda going into this season, I believe it was before season 1 of Down Under even aired, and right after the filming of season 1, Hannah put out, it was either that or like right before she went to go film Drag Race. Timelines are difficult. Whatever. Before she went on Drag Race, Hannah issued a public apology talking about how in the past she had done a lot of appropriating cultures, just straight up racism in a lot of different ways, which kind of came out of nowhere. Clearly was influenced by the Miss Adams situation on season 1. And so this is gonna sound really bad, but in my mind, it seems like Hannah's trying to like get ahead of the curve in one way or another, and at least that was my perspective going into this season. I did not have a very high view on Hannah Conda. I'm going to be very honest. Like, I knew of these allegations and I knew of the things that she had done in her past, and they have a really important conversation where Hannah's like, yeah, I've done a lot of this like appropriating. I've done a lot of this racism, and I'm doing my best to work on it and like be a better ally and learn like when and where like microaggressions that even I think I've worked on come out in my everyday life. And then Queen kind of adds to that conversation, obviously being one of the few people of color in Australasian drag, let alone one of the few people of color on this season, having a really important conversation about like why it's important to not appropriate cultures, like all of that kind of stuff. I am white, so this is not my apology to accept. But with that said, I'm very happy that this conversation is being shown on Drag Race, because especially because of what happened on season 1 and the public call out of Miss Adams on the show by RuPaul and RuPaul's lack of response, basically.
Because I mean, I'll say this, but Scarlett Adams lost a lot of her burlesque titles as a result of what she did.
Yeah.
Whereas Drag Race was like, oh, you can keep competing. It's like, no.
And I think, this is a conspiracy theory personally, but I feel like had there been no public outcry over Miss Adams, I feel like she probably would have won season 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She objectively had the best track record of anybody in the Final Four.
Yeah.
Am I very happy that Kita Mean won? Absolutely. I love Kita Mean. But,
Me.
yeah, this was not a conversation I anticipated seeing. Honestly, I anticipated seeing on the show, let alone in this episode. But I'm happy we saw it. And I am happy that Hannah seemingly is working on the issues that she's had in the past.
And taking action on it rather than just giving out an apology, like a verbal apology. Like she
like what
dedicated.
Scarlett did.
Yeah.
Like
I'm still mad that there was no consequences
I know.
for Scarlett Adams, because I haven't seen what Hannah's done, and I don't know if there's pictures or videos or whatever. I know she's apologized. I did read her apology, so obviously she has done something. But the thing with Scarlett Adams is she was like, oh, it's stuff that I did as a teenager. I was dumb. And it was literally like a year before filming Down Under that she was doing this
Not
stuff.
even. It was 6 months prior.
Oh,
The main photo I saw was her appropriating like 6 months prior to filming Drag Race. So, obviously racism is not okay. Don't do it. But I am happy that people are learning from the mistakes that they've made in their past.
And
again,
Queen
not my
made
my apology to accept. But go ahead.
Yeah,
sorry.
Queen made a really good point saying it's no one's apology to accept apart from the groups of people that Hannah had hurt.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that Hannah's put that apology out. And I'm glad that she's actually addressed those issues rather than, the position of Scarlett, who in that moment tried to shift attention to Maxi. If you remember, she was like, oh, but Maxi, you're of a certain age. I'm sure stuff's happened with you. And Maxi was like, yeah, I grew up around that stuff and it was awful, but doesn't make it an excuse.
Exactly.
And also, if you notice, this is one thing I picked up from watching Down Under season 1. Etc. was best buds with Scarlett up until that moment and spent the rest of the season on her ass until she was out.
Yep. Wasn't she out
And
that same episode?
Yeah, because they couldn't have her calling her out.
There was no Untucked that episode either that Scarlett was called out on the runway.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad that this conversation was kept in, because they could have just glossed over it and been like, Hannah's apologized on her own terms. We don't have to address it. And I'm glad I'm not going to congratulate them for including the conversation, but it's an improvement.
Yeah.
From my perspective.
Everything so far with Down Under honestly seems to be improving. Even the lighting this episode, I was like, finally, the lighting looks at least half decent.
Get some lights on the girls, finally.
Michelle is not underlit. RuPaul looked like RuPaul again. I was like, thank the Lord above. Like, I think Down Under is finally getting it.
Finally.
Yeah, so we get the rehearsal with Reese and Chris Parker. Honestly, the only thing of note for me was Pomara and Bev. And just like they're not working well together.
Yeah, Pomegranate and Becky.
Womps.
And then before we go to the runway for the challenge, we come into the workroom the next day and there is no Yuri. And we find out that Yuri has an eye infection.
Wash your fucking brushes. I swear to God, I almost went blind once because I got blepharitis in my left eye.
Oh God.
From not washing my brushes. And I have a scar on my eye still. Hold on, I'm gonna zoom in. I don't know if my webcam camera is strong enough to pick this up, but which eyeball is it? Oh no, it's this one. Wait, no, is it this one? Yeah, it's this one.
You should know what eye has a scar on it, my dear.
It has. There's like a red light on.
Where on your eye is it?
It's not showing up. It's not.
Okay.
Is it the slightly darker red bit?
Yes, there's a darker red bit.
Oh, I did see that. Yeah.
Yeah. That is from almost 3 years ago now, and it has not faded since.
Yeah.
I
wash my brushes.
It's the reason why I can't wear contact lenses, because if I wear contact lenses, I'm still at risk of going blind.
God.
I'm just like contacts and drag. I'm like, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
I hate having things in my eyes, period, and like the makeup that I do is like too extravagant to the point where I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Like
My-
I'm good.
My ex-drag daughter, she's ex-drag daughter now, she tried to convince me to buy a set of contacts for a digital drag performance that is coming out soon.
Mhm.
And I was just like, no. Because
Valid.
I could not get that close. Doing mascara, I'm like shitting myself doing mascara. And that's like
Flop.
as close as I can get.
Yeah. Shall we
Clean your
talk
makeup brushes.
about? Yeah, clean your makeup brushes is the point of this episode. Thank you
Yeah.
for coming to our TED Talk. Let's talk about the challenge.
The looks.
When we open with Pomara and Bev,
Flop.
Yeah, agreed.
I thought Pomara looks great though.
I love
Oh yeah, they
what
both look good.
I love
Yeah.
what Becky is wearing, but her makeup is kind of a little off this episode. In this
Her-
outfit, I don't know what it
her
was.
Her makeup looked like it. Her contour looked like it wasn't blended enough.
Mm.
Yeah.
Because you could kind of see like a little bit of like on the like extreme close up, it just didn't look as like blended as she typically looks. And like Bev is not someone whose makeup has looked bad through the first 2 episodes, so I was like genuinely shocked.
Mm. Do you think maybe because they were waiting for Yuri, maybe they didn't give the queens a lot of time? Like maybe they was trying to see if they could get Yuri out altogether.
Yes, because I
But then
don't
they were
think
just like-
honestly. Oh, like we'll talk about some of the makeup for the challenge, but I don't think any of them really looked flawless. Like Pomara's makeup looks really good here, but I think it's because she did a lighter beat.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
like Bev's eyeliner situation kind of looks a little bit different to what she typically does.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm gonna say it, flop. I did not laugh. I was just sat there.
I laughed one time, but it was the joke that we had already heard. The like, we're here to represent the least represented people, drunk white women. That was, but we already knew that joke going into it. I didn't laugh at anything that I hadn't already heard in the episode.
Yeah, flop queens.
Flop queen. Flop queen.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bottom 2 was obvious for the rest of the episode.
Hmm.
Like, I think the winners of this challenge was obvious, and I think the bottom 2 were obvious, and I think the people who were safe did pretty good.
I actually disagree with the winner being obvious. We'll talk about it. I was
Gag,
kind
how
of
dare
caught
you.
off guard. I was kind of caught off guard.
Did you think it was going to be Minnie and Queen?
We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it.
I thought it was going to be Hannah and Molly, to be fair.
Yeah.
I also thought it was going to be Hannah and Molly. Just because... Sorry, go ahead, Reya.
No, you go.
I was going to say, just because, like, they had set up this narrative from the start of the episode where Hannah was like, well, I've been in the top 2 weeks in a row, so this is going to be my chance to win. And I thought it was going to be very, like, Nina West in a very different way, because I love Nina. But in, like, the moments on season 11 where Nina was like, I haven't won a challenge. I'm going to win a challenge today. And then she does. Like, I felt like that was the kind of, like, editing we were getting from, like, confessionals from Hannah. So I was like, oh, Hannah's going to win. Cool, lovely. She's going to get her first win. Wonderful, cool, whatever. And that wasn't the case. I thought Molly and Hannah did a really good job.
They were really funny.
Yeah.
A priest and a clown walk into a bar, and here they are.
I am really happy that Reese gave them the recommendation of going personal with the story. Because initially what they had was not all that strong. And what they ended up with still wasn't super strong. It wasn't all put together. But I don't think anyone was super all put together.
Yeah. Like this whole episode after Yuri being gone did feel a little bit rushed.
Yeah.
And I'm not setting up a conspiracy theory of like they halted production because Yuri was gone, but it was kind of like going into it quick, and then we'll talk about the placements and how quick they were.
Good God, yeah.
That being said, I love what Hannah's wearing.
Yes.
I hate what Molly is wearing.
Yeah.
Yes.
And listen, I'm impartial to a good sequin showstopper, but this fits horrifically. The top part of it is just very sack-like, and then the bottom part, it looks like those silly worms made into a skirt. I also don't think the hair goes with it.
She looks lumpy.
Yeah, it's giving bumpy queen. That being said, the makeup is gorgeous, and I think the wig is lovely. Like, this is the nicest hair we've seen Molly for Poppington in. That being said,
her episode 1 hair was good.
That being said, Molly, sell this dress.
Yeah, I just wanted like a belt on Hannah. That's all I wanted.
A white
I just wanted
belt.
something.
Like a white belt.
Or even a yellow belt if we're gonna go with the like the accent of the hair and the boa. Like, I think that would have been kind of cute. Because I'm losing a bit of her shape in this like sack dress, for lack of a better term. But I think Hannah looks great overall.
This party started on a Saturday night.
But yeah, I think overall their chemistry was very, very well defined, very, very quickly. They had the like moments like at the beginning and the end. I thought that was cute too. Overall, I thought it was a very solid performance. That's not what we sound like, but okay. Let's talk about Queen and Minnie. This is one of the only shots I could find with both of them in it.
I was going to say, it was really weird that Queen walked out on her own and Minnie was just like, I'm here too, behind the stage.
I really liked that, honestly. Like, I thought splitting everything up, especially with the kind of narrative that they were going for, I thought splitting them up and starting with Queen and establishing the, like, talking about her culture being both Samoan and Tongan, I thought that was like a really good way to start, and then bringing out Minnie, kind of giving them each their own moment, but then also playing up this like, and that's what you call white privilege. Like, I thought that was like the way that they did it. I don't think necessarily would have been as effective had they both come out at the same time.
That being said, they both look like they're going to the Met Gala.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't understand what's happening with this lavender tulle on Queen.
It's fashion.
I think
she's giving you Zendaya goes to the Oscars.
Okay.
It does look good on her, and I think it's to kind of match Minnie in a sense, because otherwise it would be a black blazer dress and Minnie's in a white.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like lace dress. I don't know.
This is my favorite thing Minnie has worn so far.
Agreed. She looked wonderful. Yeah. I will say this was the episode that someone put something in Minnie's coffee, because she was just hobble-gobbling around that stage, and I was loving every second of it.
God, she was a lot this episode, but not in a bad way.
I loved it. I loved every second of it. I love her smile. I'm obsessed. I'm a Minnie Cooper stan first and a human being second.
I think I'm a Kween Kong stan first and a human being second, but I understand. I love Minnie too. These two together as well. Like, I thought they worked really well together. I wouldn't have been surprised if they had won either. Just because I thought the overall narrative and what they did was incredibly well established.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Meanwhile, this whole time, Yuri has not been on stage, but thank the Lord above she makes it to the stage.
Do you know what that little aside moment gave me? It was Kimora Hall on season 13 when they're like, "Wait, Kimora, you got to hurry up, or we're gonna go without you."
Got 5 minutes.
She was in the workroom like, "Get this fucking makeup on me now."
Bitch, why you didn't just put an eye patch on top of this instead of getting makeup around your infected eyeball?
Oh my God.
They gave her medication.
Yeah, I know, but
Yeah.
I've done drag with blepharitis, and I just put a rhinestoned eye patch over my eye and slayed. You know,
Yeah.
and I was in New York during 9/11, and I still worked it, and I was still fierce, in the words of Tyra Banks.
Oh my god.
Onto what they're wearing, though. Spankie looks good.
The
And
best
that
thing
is
Spankie's worn.
the best thing Spankie has worn. She looks
Yeah.
lovely.
Lovely girl.
It's so nice to see her looking presentable.
Hmm.
Sorry, that's really
I'm-
fucking mean. I'm sorry, but we're just used to seeing Spankie in the past 2 episodes. Spankie's outfits have clearly not been our favorites, and I think she looks really good here. Like, this is hot, fly, and sexy.
This
She
whole
looks like-
episode, she looked great.
Agreed.
Mhm.
We'll talk about her runway in a sec,
And
but
Yuri looks really cute too. It's nice to see Yuri looking
Yeah.
like very
human,
she
for
Look
lack
normal.
of a better term, human.
I have a
Normal.
little thing about Yuri's makeup, which don't hate me for it. And I know
Mhm.
one of my friends, Gyro, is gonna hate me for it as well. But there's such a disconnect with Yuri's face and the rest of her that it
Yes.
kind of distracts me. It's like someone's put a Monster High doll head on a Barbie.
I understand that for sure.
And looking at this photo, it's almost like you've photoshopped another queen's face onto her.
Right.
Because
how
It's
dare
that
you?
different.
She's Yuri
But-
Guaii.
But I like her makeup. I just
I do too.
a slightly less light.
I
That's
would
all.
like her to lean into this sort of like alien-esque aesthetic a little bit more. And I think she has
Mm.
been with last week's look. I think it blended very, very well with the makeup and like the praying mantis look.
Yeah.
I will say this is probably the softest she's looked, and that's not a
Mm.
positive or negative. I think it's just the fact that she had very limited time to get ready. But no, she looks like a chartreuse Jessica Rabbit, and honestly, I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm
she's
not
gorgeous.
mad at it. I was very worried about this pairing. And I think Yuri played the straight man character so well.
Mm.
And Spankie just setting everything up, and then Yuri's being like, come!
Penis.
No, not this time. Come! You got it, girl. Like, it was,
got
they clearly have such a good connection. We saw it in the last episode, and we saw it here. And I
Yeah.
was thoroughly, really, really thrilled that they did such a good job. So,
Yeah.
very, very
Yeah.
happy. Let's move to the runway. Category is red for Filth. Are you red? E for me.
For me.
Come on,
Okay.
Alaska.
Not them repeating runway themes word for word.
I
I think
like
They did
it.
this. What other season did they do this? I know they've done it.
All Stars 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
They
because
could've done
Shangela came out with
red.
like 40 spikes.
Yeah, and Trixie did the book look.
Oh my god, I love that look.
And
Yeah.
Baby looked like Ornacia, and Kennedy didn't know what a meme was.
Yeah. I don't know who
They're
that
gonna
is. Who
meme
is
your
that?
ass to death, bitch.
Mimi, what's Mimi? You know when they meme.
Meme.
Girl.
God.
Let's start with Beverly Killz.
I liked this.
This was fine.
A little on
Yeah.
the simple side, but it's still good.
Go ahead.
Well, not what I was expecting from Bev, but it's okay. I do think she probably should have lent that eye patch to Yuri, though.
Yeah, probably. Well, I don't think she was in the work. They were on stage when Yuri was doing her makeup, so I don't think she would have known. Or like in between, I guess. But like,
Yeah.
I don't think it would have lended itself well to Yuri's look. We'll talk about Yuri's look, but
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, this is perfectly fine. It looks good
Yeah.
on her. I didn't understand the idea.
Yeah.
Like, I get the candelabra on her head,
She's
and I
spooky.
understand that there's wax dripping down her body. And I don't really understand anything else.
There was an
She's a-
absence of a
she's-
story.
She's from the House of Wax.
I guess. I mean, yeah, I just wanted something a little bit more ornate, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well,
Bev's had better looks on this.
But this definitely isn't bad by any means of the imagination. I'm just confused.
No. And for that reason, my cup's at a 60.
I'm gonna go 60 as well.
Make it 3. Yeah.
Slay.
Solid.
But you look good, Bev. Good for you, girl.
She looks lovely,
Clutch.
gal.
Let's talk about Pomara.
Okay.
Not too bad.
Can I just want to know if this is just a me thing and maybe I need to get my eyes checked.
Mm.
Does this look orange to anyone else? Like the
There's
top part?
hints of orange.
It did look orange to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the base of the gown was red, and then the accent color she chose was orange. But it sounds like she was talking a lot about her indigenous
Cultural
heritage.
identity.
Yeah, which makes me think that this is a traditional print. Again,
Yeah.
I don't know, so please educate me in the comments because I'm not. I don't think it was ever explicitly explained.
Mm.
So
I mean, Michelle made a comment about it as well, so I imagine that it is.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it is. I just don't know what the significance is, and I would like to. So if somebody has context, like, please comment below. But I think this looks fine. The only issue that I have is you kind of lose her shape a little bit, and Pomara has such a good shape.
I was gonna say a peplum top with this like big poofy skirt, not the most shape enhancing.
Yeah.
But
I love the hair and the makeup.
Yeah.
Yes. This is
Hair's
the
gorgeous.
best Pomara's face has looked. Not that she's looked bad, but this is the best her face has looked.
Mm.
I don't know. Like, it's, again, I appreciate the fact that she's honoring her heritage. Love that. Separating that from the actual look, it just it doesn't all come together for me. And if I gave Bev a 60, I'm gonna give Pomara a 75.
I'm also gonna give this 75.
I'm gonna say 65.
Slay the world.
Slay the world.
Anaconda.
Hot.
I love this.
Yeah, RuPaul loved this as well. RuPaul was like, I would
Does
love to wear
anyone still wear a hat?
What's up with that?
Anaconda does.
And the glory hole.
I love the like semi-translucent material that this is made out of. I love the like cutout in the center of the stomach that's not a cutout, but it looks like it is. The way she modeled this, every single thing about this look, perfection.
She looked gorgeous. I've not really got much to add other than my cup's full.
I'm gonna go on 95.
I'm gonna say my cup is full as well. It gives me very also Carmen Miranda. I think she said that in her confessional, and if she didn't, that's what I'm getting from this.
It's giving me where in the world is Carmen Miranda?
Yes. That's quite literally the reference I just talked about.
Oh. I thought, you know what, never mind.
Anyway.
Anywho, Hannah looks great. My cup is full. Good on you, gal. Hannah has come with the looks, other than that one that she had to make. Like, she has come with the looks. Molly Poppinz.
I love
really
this
like
prolapse
this.
anus reveal.
Yeah,
Fierce Delicious influence.
Watch out, Fierce Delicious.
There's a new prolapse queen on the scene, and she's coming to steal Howie Mandel.
I really liked the. Sorry.
You go ahead, honey.
I really liked the garters, I believe they're called. I
Mhm.
think it was a nicer, I don't want to say silhouette because it'd be like the same silhouette, but I think it looks nicer as a garter and bit of a sexy outfit, which is nice to see on Molly. Yeah, the boa does kind of look like a really long intestine.
Yeah.
Yeah, or a really long prolapse.
That part. Or both.
Why
Porque
not?
los dos. My issue with this, not that I really have a big issue, because I think Molly looks great. My thing was I actually liked it a lot more pre-reveal.
Yes,
When it
agreed.
was the big ruffle situation in the bodice, and then the bottom was just garter and shoe. I thought that looked a little bit better. It showed off her shape a little bit, because at this point she's holding her prolapse boa, but where it sat on her body and became the train, it was a little bit too low to the point where you kind of lose her shape a little bit more. With that being said, like, I still think she looks great. It's just I liked it pre-reveal a little bit better.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a 70.
I'm gonna say 95 as well. As
Yeah.
last look.
I'm gonna give this an 80. But I think she still looks great. Slay the world. Slay.
Oh.
Yes, she's Kween Kong.
Loved
she's
it.
been on.
Obsessed.
She cleared. I love
There's
that
not
she
much you can say about a perfect outfit.
literally. I'm gonna just quickly Google the name of what she was referencing because I don't want to sound like an idiot.
It was Moana.
It was the mountain deity in Moana. I just don't remember the name.
Yeah, Te Kā. There we go.
Te Kā. That's what I thought it was. Again, I just didn't want to sound like an ignorant white person. But yeah, referencing Te Kā from Moana. This I will say, because I want to still critique my faves. This is ever so slightly simple. And I think I just wanted something a little bit grander, maybe with like a shoulder piece situation with like in the cape.
Yeah.
But like to match the like horns that are happening on her head. But otherwise, I think this is an incredibly solid and great look from Queen.
She looked hot.
Yeah. Very hot.
This look was fire. Thank you, Reya.
You're welcome.
My cup is at an 80.
I'm gonna say an 83.5.
And I'll say an 85.
Oh, I'm at 93.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
I can't do maths.
Okay, I'll give her a 90 then. If you're giving her a 93, I'll give her a 90.
It's just because I like this, but a little bit tiny less than Molly's and Hannah's.
Fair.
Yeah.
Sure. Yes, she's Minnie Cooper.
Okay, minus her tits being out, this is one of my favorite things Minnie has worn. I think Minnie looks great, and I think, Logan, you're a bad person for selecting this image in particular.
Honey, this was the only fucking shot that she's not moving. And even then, she's still moving. I did the best I could with what I was given today, Mom.
Okay, well, that's on whoever put the energy tablets in Nana's tea.
I'm going to be honest. I think her tits being out did distract me too much from the look, because it was just like, just give her a second take. Like, give her some safety pins, give her a second take of the runway, or third or fourth, whatever, it doesn't matter.
And on that point specifically, they do the runways twice.
Exactly.
So were her tits out just for both of them?
Because she said in the confessional, she was like, oh yeah, they're like, they're falling out, whatever. But also, wasn't it a tribute to breast cancer? Or am I...
It was a
No,
tribute to
HIV.
HIV/AIDS.
Okay. I saw the ribbon and I got confused.
Fair.
No, it's the pink ribbon.
Breast
It's the
cancer is
breast
pink.
cancer.
Okay.
We're saying the same thing, just in a different order. But yes, that.
And
that
also
part.
it was hold on, let me. She made a tweet about it, so I'm just gonna try and quickly find it.
Okay, cool.
Well, it was a nice. Sorry.
You go ahead, honey.
It was a nice tribute. I'm really distracted by it keeps falling down.
I'd just like to add that this is Minnie Cooper's Twitter bio. Minnie was abandoned as a baby and left in the doorway of Ark nightclub. Thankfully, she was adopted and raised by drag queens who taught her everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I need to go follow. I need to go follow her on Twitter. Is what I need to do right now.
It's just the Minnie Cooper.
Work, diva.
Yeah. So she tweeted, "Last night for me was the most important moment on Drag Race. I wanted to pay tributes to the queens who came before me, especially those who were taken too soon by HIV, Caroline Clark, and to share Legs Galore and Tallulah Bright's story of passing on the very same day."
Yeah, I really liked the tribute in the confessional, and obviously the red ribbon.
Yeah.
And there's a better photo of it, and I'm wondering if I can throw this up for everyone, just because I don't feel like this. I don't know. Logan, if I send this to you, can you put it up?
I got it real quick. I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
Shall I entertain the audience with
Keep talking about.
Yeah, but this gown is gorgeously made. It's a beautiful color. It's a really good shade of red. I mean, I do kind of wish she had bracelets on, but then again, she's got these big old fucking capes attached to her wrists. Yeah, the way that this gown is structured and flows is really gorgeous, and the red ribbon on the back is really beautiful. And this episode, Minnie made me cry this episode talking about HIV and AIDS because Minnie is of the era where she probably watched and lost a lot of her friends to HIV and AIDS.
Yeah.
So this is a better look. This is a better photo of the look itself.
Yeah.
I think this is a fabulous tribute. It's a really great look. The tits were a little distracting, but I think overall, like the draping of the gown, the classic silhouette, I think is just absolutely spectacular.
Yeah.
So with that being said, go ahead, Reya.
I was just going to say, I think the professional photos obviously do it more justice than this runway presentation. I am going to say an 80. I'm going to go to an 83, like the last time when I meant 93.
Because I'm not an evil bitch, my cup is full. Reya,
I'm gonna give her a 95.
How dare both of you?
It's just the boobs.
That's honestly
She's Minnie Cooper. She's got lovely boobs. Leave her and her lovely boobs alone. At her age, it's a great thing that her boobs aren't sagging, so let her be proud of that.
Okay.
Spankie Jackzon.
I'm not gonna lie, when she came out in a poppy dress, I was fully expecting this to be about World War II.
Well, first of all, it's World War I.
Yeah.
The poppies used to refer to both World Wars, aren't they?
Is it?
No, I think it's just World War One.
Bitch, at this point, I mean, if you go through public education in the UK, all they do is talk about World War One and World War Two.
Same in the US. Don't worry, same in the US.
Mostly because it's one of the only times where the UK wasn't the instigator of the war and wasn't, the bad guy.
Yeah.
I think Spankie looks wonderful, gal. I love this pleather. I love everything apart from the fact that the inside of the dress isn't lined. Other than that, I think she looks great.
Worn on Remembrance Day, November 11th, each year, the red poppies were among the first to flower in the devastated battlefields of northern France and Belgium in the First World War.
So it started with the First World War, but it can represent the Second World War if you want.
I believe so.
Yeah.
And after World War III starts, we'll see.
Yeah.
World War III will just be me versus Eris.
And I'll win, bitch.
No,
you know
not
what?
a goddamn chance.
I'm gonna start.
I do plyometrics. You can't stop me.
Go ahead, Reya.
I'm gonna start the cups. I'm gonna go for an 82.5.
Slay the world. I'm gonna go for an 80. No, I'm gonna go for a 90. I would say my cup is full, but I hate this like greased back bun. I need Spankie to know she's not a flamenco dancer. She is a drag queen. Please put some big hair on.
I'm gonna give Spankie an 85. I didn't really give any of my comments whatsoever, but I do really
Reya.
like. Anyway, as I was saying, I really like the details on the gown itself. I like the headpiece. The bun is just like the one part that's a little off, and then I do agree. Oh my, yeah, no, we're taking them out again. I do agree with the lining of the dress. I wish it was lined, but I think overall she looks great.
I have to say, from a sewing perspective, lining a dress is a pain in the ass. So I get why she didn't.
Yeah.
But it's also the main stage of Drag Race, and I'm going to be picky. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's just if the inside of the fabric wasn't this like really off-white, it would have been fine. Like if this fabric was red on the inside of the dress, it would have been fine.
Because imagine
like
if it was
white.
black.
Yes.
It would have been slutty.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not a fan of the Kate Middleton hair. That's all I have to say. And I do have a picture of Spankie saved to my laptop somewhere from when we were doing the cast review from her on House of Drags, where she's in like a little like sequin showstopper and this blonde hair in a snatchback bun, and she's pulling an expression that makes her look like Olympia of Novimpia fame, but out of drag.
Oh.
She's just like...
Okay. Let's talk about Yuri Guaii.
Yes.
Invented Satanism. Invented the devil.
Trinity who?
That part.
Yeah.
I will say, is this the most...
Shite could never.
As I was saying, Eris and V. Is this the most inventive concept ever? No. Is this well executed? Absolutely.
I was really shocked that there was no more devils on the runway.
Well,
someone else had to have brought a devil runway.
Do you think?
I would bet good money. I know Aubrey Hayes didn't, because she posted her look and it was like a Queen of Hearts situation. I don't know what Faux did. I forgot to pull them. But someone else probably had a devil as like a backup or something. Because it sounds like from my understanding, queens tend to bring doubles of like the color categories just in case.
Fair enough.
I thought that's valid. Yeah, I think this Yuri looks great. The fact that she was able to do this intricate makeup in the short period of time that they had to change, on top of literally having an eye infection, worked.
Clean your makeup brushes.
Clean your makeup brushes. And because of the fact that she did not clean her makeup brushes, I'm going to give this a 95.
95.
I'm going full.
Valid.
Well, that's good for you, Diva.
Favorite look of the week?
Yuri.
Minnie Cooper.
Hannah Conda.
Oh, look at us being different. And
I know. Come on now. So they do the runway, and RuPaul does his oi, whatever. And then immediately, she's like, ladies, I've made some decisions. Spankie Jackzon, Yuri Guaii. I was like, literally when this happened, I was like, oh, they're safe. Good. No, they win the fucking challenge. I was like, oh, shit. Okay.
I'm really happy because Spankie and Yuri finally have a win under the belt. So
this is Spankie's second.
Oh.
In 3, literally, her track record currently is bottom 2. Win.
Set her aside, could never.
Oh my god. Anyway, I'm very happy that Yuri has a win. I didn't know if it was happen because we know how the like quote unquote alternative girls tend to do on Drag Race, especially Drag Race hosted by RuPaul. So I'm very happy that bless you, that Spankie got her second win, that Yuri finally has a win. I'm gagged that we're 3 episodes in and Hannah and Queen don't have a win. That's
Yeah.
honestly where I'm at.
And
I
this
think
would have
if
been a
they-
good episode for them.
But that would have also given Molly her second win, is the thing. I don't know if they're like as keen on Molly as they are on Hannah. And we'll talk about the challenge next week where, spoiler, I feel like, not spoiler, but like prediction, I feel like Hannah's going to win. But I was very happy Spankie and Yuri win the challenge. Yay.
Slay the world.
Slay the world. This would be the moment to talk about Untucked, where Bev has a full breakdown.
Oh, I could not.
Not
watch
just
that.
a breakdown, but a full breakdown.
Yeah.
I put up this character being dark and mysterious and cool, but I'm so scared all the time. I was like, oh shit, this isn't
went
a
deep.
Drag Race work down. This is like, hi, this is my actual personal trauma. Someone get me
Yeah.
off this set.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is if I ever broke down like that on Drag Race, I would need someone to escort me to like the toilet or something, because I'm not having that kind of breakdown on television.
Yeah.
And it was hard for me to watch this because I feel very similar in the sense that I try to come across as goofy and funny and silly in an attempt to like stop or to prevent myself getting hurt by people because of things in my past. So this was difficult and uncomfortable for me to watch, but I'm glad that Bev got to share her story at least. But you know, watching that, it's still like, haha, that is a part of me.
Well, and my cynical like reality TV knowing ass was like, oh good, Bev's going home. Like that's immediately where my mind went. I was like, oh, she's getting so much airtime in the second half of this episode. Oh, she's going home. We're losing Bev. Yeah, I think all 3 of us could probably relate to Bev in this moment in one way or another. Like we've all had those moments. I know I definitely have.
3 a.m. this morning. 3 a.m. this morning.
But she's here, ladies and gentlemen. I can't do Cilla Black. I tried to do Cilla Black.
She's here, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen.
That's the only like Cilla that I can do. Anyway.
She's not a drag queen at all. She's just from Essex. Yes. So we come back. We find out that everybody is safe except for Pomara and Beverly. They are the bottom 2.
The thing that killed me about these placements is it was like, welcome back to the stage. Pomara and Beverly, you're in the bottom.
Well, and then when they announce the winner, they're like, oh, the other Spankie, or you win. I'm like,
you're the winners.
They're trying to get Yuri out of drag as quickly as they possibly can to make sure she does not have an eye infection and they don't have to pay for her medical care more than they already have. So that part. But we got Pomara and Bev lip syncing to Starstruck by Years and Years featuring Kylie Minogue.
I've waited years and years for a Years and Years lip sync.
I love it. This was honestly, I know we've said it the last couple of weeks here at Down Under, and I know we've been talking about it a lot recently with all of the international franchises. Definitively, more so than anything we've seen recently, this should have been a double save.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought this was so good. I thought it was so evenly matched. They both fit the song so perfectly. I think if I had to pick a winner, though, I'm going to be honest, I think I maybe would have picked Pomara.
Me too. I think Pomegranate did great.
I think Beverly kills the lip sync.
Yeah, because Beverly did have some stunts that I was watching and I was like, ooh.
She did this thing where she was like,
skills.
I don't know.
Where she
did like a side kick into a split. I was like, hello? I think so. They both had like good like gags. I think Bev just had the better timed gags, but I believed the song more. I think a little bit from Pomara, just a little bit more than I did Bev. But I thought this is probably, I'm gonna go ahead and say now, this is probably gonna be on my end of year top 22 lip syncs. Like this is probably gonna be in there because this is just a really, really good lip sync.
Yeah.
Have we had 2 Kylie Minogue lip syncs already?
We sure fucking have.
3 episodes into Down Under season 2, and they've got 2 Kylie Minogue. How many did they have last season?
One.
Exactly.
And it was a
Down
woman we
Under.
don't care about and Maxi. But
Yep.
so we get the results of this lip sync, and we have to say goodbye to Pomara Fifth. I'm going to be honest, a lot sooner than I anticipated her going.
I was sad to see Pomegranate 8th be eliminated this episode.
Pombez.
Pombez.
Yeah, I thought she would have made it at least a little bit further based on the editing and all
I
of
was
that
expecting
kind of
top 5.
I would have said maybe 6th.
Yeah.
But I mean, to be fair, she also had been like safe and low, so like her track record didn't. And I figured they would have like kept her around for the beef with Minnie Cooper, but then again, almost everyone has beef with Minnie Cooper at this point, so it's just like which storyline are we going to go with more than the other?
Yeah.
So
I also think with Beverly obviously having like a full breakdown in Untucked, they were kind of like, if she goes tonight, that's going to be like the last. That's like her last straw. You know?
Yeah.
Not to say they haven't done that to people before. I mean, like look at Art, look at Pangina.
With Art, I rewatched that the other day just because I wanted to hear the line again, and it was like the producers were just trying to like make her feel better. It was like, well, at least you were here. She was like, that means nothing.
That means nothing.
Well,
one of my favorite Drag Race moments ever.
Absolutely agreed.
Like, I don't give a fuck. Art Simone is such good television in that sense.
I love Art. I hate. I'll say it once and I'll say it again. I hate the way that Art was treated, like with the comeback and everything like that, because she's gotten so much unnecessary hate that literally has nothing to do with her.
Yeah.
Do I think they should have just done a like redemption challenge and then you can rig it for Art to win? Absolutely. The optics of the situation just didn't look cute, but I like Art Simone overall. So anyway, that is Drag Race Down Under, episode 3. Next week, Snatch Game! I'm so happy it wasn't episode 2. I was so happy it wasn't episode 2 this year. Like, at this point, go check out our review of someone else. Snatch Game? Yeah, Canada Snatch Game. That
Canada
came out. Yep. So, Canada.
There's so much Snatch going on.
With that, make sure to subscribe, like, and Can I do the outro, or are you going to keep interrupting me, bitch?
I've got a delay. I'm not trying to interrupt you. I've got a delay.
Yeah, whatever.
I'm on Reya's Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
No, you're on Kimmy Couture's Wi-Fi. Subscribe, like, and share. Goodbye.
Do you believe in love? There's a
that means